Welcome back to Celebrity Unraveled, the channel where we peel back the layers on the wildest stories in the industry. And this one, it's a full-blown circus because not even 7 business days after Sean Diddy Combs checked into federal prison, he already found himself on the wrong side of the rule book. According to a CBS exclusive, Diddy tried to pull off something so bold it left even the correctional officers clutching their clipboards. A bag of cash, an unauthorized 3-way phone call, and an investigation that's got officials saying, "Sir, you are not on tour anymore." So grab your snacks, commissary snacks if you got them, because this story proves Diddy's empire might still be alive, even behind bars. Now, let's set the stage. Diddy had barely warmed up his bunk when the Bureau of Prisons reportedly caught him bending rules like a yoga instructor, not even a week in, and sources say he was already asking his lawyer to bring a bag of cash into the facility. And before you ask, no, that's not normal. Prison visitors can bring coins for vending machines, not small bills like they're tipping a DJ. CBS News got hold of verified prison records, and the receipts are jaw-dropping. They say within days of arriving, Diddy made an unauthorized 3-way call, claimed it was a legal conversation, and somehow managed to slip a mysterious woman and another unknown male into the mix. The man might have thought he was still running Bad Boy Entertainment. The Bureau of Prisons said, "We are not your label, sir." But here's where things get even more interesting. Reports claim Diddy scored one of the most comfortable jobs in the entire facility, working in the chapel instead of doing laundry. Translation: while other inmates are folding sheets, he's holding sermons. Insiders say he's been lording over inmates, keeping that same boss energy he had outside. Meanwhile, probation officials are demanding he hand over every dollar detail, transfers, accounts, offshore whispers, all of it. And the word is, Diddy isn't loving the lack of control. Remember, this is a man who's used to velvet ropes and private jets. Now he's got to fill out commissary slips and line up for phone minutes. But even behind those walls, that hunger for control didn't fade, it just went wireless. Here's where CBS dropped the real bombshell. Diddy allegedly asked his legal team to bring in a bag of small bills, all singles. Now, prison policy is crystal clear. Visitors can't bring in cash, period. Yet here's Diddy, acting like it's open mic night at Club Commissary. Officials reportedly overheard the request during that same unauthorized call, and that's when alarms went off. They wanted to know, what's he planning to do with that money? Now, legally, there's no clear answer. He didn't say what the cash was for. But if you look at Diddy's past patterns, paying people off, keeping entourages fed, controlling narratives, people start connecting dots. The optics weren't just bad, they were disastrous. And you know, Diddy's team tried to spin it, but CBS News had actual federal records to back their report. So when this story dropped, it wasn't just gossip, it was receipts stapled by Uncle Sam himself. The Bureau's report says on November 3rd, Diddy made a 3-way phone call that violated prison rules. He claimed he was just talking with his legal team about a possible statement to the New York Times. But guess what? The Times never got a statement, not even a whisper. Halfway through that call, Diddy allegedly told someone he needed to talk to the digital person. Translation: the PR manager who handles blogs and social media. If true, that means he was literally trying to manage his public image from behind a federal phone line. Now, for anyone who's been following Diddy's story, that's wild but not surprising. The man's entire career has been about image, control, and narrative. So even behind bars, he's reportedly still trying to micromanage the internet like it's 2012 and he's refreshing Twitter trends. The math ain't mathing. Here's where fans started connecting this to a bigger picture. Diddy's been accused before of funding blogs and influencers to push positive stories, even amid serious allegations. So when the CBS report mentioned a call about digital communications, people said, hold up, is he still cutting checks from Cell Block D? And that's when things started to unravel, because officials say that during the call, an unknown male voice joined the line. That's what made it illegal. Inmates aren't allowed to add outside people. Now, one mistake can be forgiven, but 3 voices on a federal phone line, that's coordination. Investigators even suspected he might still be running a network from inside. Yes, Diddy really said, you can lock the man up, but not the brand. Except the Bureau of Prisons didn't find that catchy. They found it incriminating. Once the investigation wrapped, they decided to make an example out of him. According to CBS, officials recommended Diddy lose 90 days of phone privileges and 90 days of commissary access, meaning no calls, no snacks, no nothing. And get this, the ruling came down on his birthday. From bottle service to ramen rations, poetic justice in 4K, sources close to the facility say the punishment has already been implemented. That's 3 months without access to the same communication lines he allegedly used to run things. Translation, the man who built his career on being heard now can't even call his PR team, and insiders claim officials are fed up. One correctional source told CBS he acts like the rules don't apply to him. Baby, those words hit harder than a diss track. Right after the story broke, Diddy's PR rep, Judah Engelmeyer, tried to do what reps always do, spin it. He told CBS the call was procedural, protected under attorney-client privilege, and nothing improper happened. Cute try, but the Bureau of Prisons said this ain't Judge Aaron's courtroom. Inside those walls, there's no PR spin, no velvet rope, no second take. It's simple. If the call breaks the rule wins. Legal experts told CBS that this kind of infraction can hurt parole chances, especially if it shows the inmate can't follow basic conduct. So even if Diddy thought he was smoothing over a story, he might have just added another chapter to the Diddy versus the rules saga. And honestly, at this point, it's starting to feel like the sequel nobody asked for. Every week is something new. First the reports of homemade toilet wine, now the three-way call, and the cash bag request. It's like the man's writing his own reality show from federal custody. But underneath the chaos, there's a bigger message about power, ego, and control. Because when someone spent decades calling shots, taking orders becomes impossible. And Diddy's latest stunt shows he still believes he's above the system, even when the system's literally locked him in. So what happens next? Will he make it to probation, or will every week bring a new headline that pushes that freedom further away? Let me know what y'all think in the comments, because if there's one thing this story proves, is that Diddy's greatest enemy might just be Diddy himself. And this saga is far from over. Thanks for watching Celebrity Unraveled. If you enjoyed this breakdown, hit that like button, subscribe, and drop a comment with your predictions for next week's headline, because with Diddy, there's always another one. Until next time, we'll be back when the next scandal hits the timeline.